Hi guys, wanted to get this video done. It's getting a bit dark here, so I needed to get it in while there is still light. This journal will be on my Etsy store, but I'm not sure I'm going to have enough light to take the photographs until tomorrow, so it will be up, I promise, but maybe not today. This journal is made from a binder. It was originally a garden journal. It measures 8 3/4 by 7 inches. It's quite chunky. It's not as chunky as I'd planned. I couldn't actually fit all the pages in. I found this quite difficult actually, because when you're making a journal, a normal junk journal, you've got the double page spread, but this is individual pages, and I found it really difficult to figure out how to decorate these and what to do with them. And it did get a bit too chunky, so I had to stop and put more plain pages in than I had planned. On the front we've got a collage. The whole book is covered in muslin, and I've actually left the image that was on the original journal down the spine because I thought that tied in quite nicely. There's some butterflies down there. But I have some muslin, some tea-dyed fabric. It's a vintage style fabric, which was really pretty, but I've just made that a little bit darker. We've got a little muslin collage at the top with a little book plate and a little crochet trim, and I've made a little ruffle on here, and there is a pocket there. On the back there is another little fabric collage. So like I said, I've left the original elastic on there as well. It's really sturdy. It's quite a big book. Don't know if you can see the little charms. There's some beads, there's a little ladybird and a little rose, and then on the bottom there is a little acorn and a little acorn and a little bell. So like I said, this was a binder that I thought I'd make a junk journal out of. I've got a sewn pocket in the front with a NictheBookSmith tag. I've made a set of dividers for this, but it is not in any way a planner. It is definitely a junk journal. But I've made one of these little window pages, and this idea kind of comes from Jibid and GeraldineJayne. Sorry. This is an Edith Holder book page, and I've tea stained these. This is one of the pages I added rather than the thicker paper, which I'll tell you about shortly. There is a SigitaCoffeestains tag, which has been sewn onto some paper. And this is a new tracing paper tag that I've made. And I've been playing around with some different flowers, and I've actually, obviously my degree is in photography, so it made sense to actually photograph flowers instead of scanning them, and it allowed me to use some much bigger flower heads, and I'm really pleased with how that is coming out. This is one of the tabbed pages, and there's an image here. This comes from the old design shop. This is another plain page, and there is just a Mackie stamp at the bottom with a little squirrel on. We've got some ledger paper. This obviously comes from Gina at TheReebookery. It's just some of the spare scraps of fabric I didn't want to waste because they were so pretty. Lots of other people do this as well. I know Nick has done it, and I think it originally came from maybe Mooney. So another big page. Lovely little caterpillar. Some acorn stamps, again that's a Mackie stamp, another fabric pocket and a book page tag, a little lace pocket, and then there's that little charm and another NictheBookSmith tag, this lace. Two more BookSmith tags in there. That's another Mackie stamp. I've made a little kind of tuck spot here with that new vellum tracing paper printed that I've made. I'm really pleased with this one. Small fabric. This is a full page pocket, and in here I was going to use this as some tags, but it was just so beautiful I didn't want to cut it up, so I've left that in the pocket hole. I mean, whoever gets this journal might want to use that paper for something, but I just like to look at it. There's another little fabric pocket and a skinny long tag in there made from a book page. Here we've got another old design shop image and a little tag in there with a tab, and it's on a tabbed page. I love this paper. Another Mackie stamp, some more fabric, and this, I am so pleased with this. Well, I've already started making more of these because I'm making another binder journal. It's slightly larger than this one and it's going to have a more vintage theme. And what I've done is I've inked some tracing paper in a greenish colour, and then I've inked an actual leaf, and then I use my brayer to stamp that on. I've fussy cut it out and then I've stitched it onto this cartridge paper and stitched that into a tag, so it's plain the other side, and I really like the way that's turned out. That's just popped on there with a paper clip. Excuse me. This is an envelope. It's a vellum envelope that I got from Paper Chase, and in here is another SigitaCoffeestains tag. I've inked the envelope, I've cut it, stitched it on, and I've just added a little poem from a book in there. Ooh, it is a double pocket, so that's the front, and then you've got another pocket at the back. I loved this. I loved this image, so I really wanted to put it in. It's just so beautiful, and there is another beautiful image on the back, so that worked out quite well. We've got another little book page tag and another SigitaCoffeestains tag sewn on there. This is my favourite Mackie stamp. Love it. I'm not sure if it was a little row of mushroom stamps that I saw Jibid use, and I bought that quite a long time ago after I first saw Jibid use it, and I recently put another order in for Mackie stamps, and I've seen this one, and I think I've seen it before, so Jibid may have used that. Hi Jibid! I've got a little Nazy flip. Thanks Nazy. Another little collage with a little toadstool. Little book page pocket here, and a book page tag with some conkers, and another one of those little tracing paper. It's not showing up quite as well on the camera, but they are really gorgeous. Graph paper. This flips out, and on the other side is another experiment with some tracing paper and the leaf, and that's this is actually a chalk ink, so I've folded it in on itself, but it is completely dry, but there's no chance of that smudging or anything because the actual ink is on the inside of the tag, but the colour was just so lovely, and that's doubled over. I don't know if you can see that properly in there. Another little tag in here on this little lace tuck and a bell at the bottom. Another old design shop image and a Nick tag in there, some more stamping, another little collage and another little book page tag, little teeny weeny one. This is a Gordon Benningfield image, and I've left this one to flip out. This is the one thing I like about binders. I've never used a binder, but you can actually keep the pages whole, and I've left the poem in there. This is a little half-page pocket, and there is, sorry Kateri, if you're watching, I apologise, there's an owl image in there. Another little fabric tab, ledger paper, and this is, I just had so much of this Edith Holden paper. I've popped a little plain piece there so you could do some journaling. It opens out and there's a little tag in there. There's another pocket there, but I haven't put anything in that. And that folds out again. I've got washi tape. It's also glued and sewn on both sides. So it's also down here. So that's not going anywhere. And that's just a little foldery tuck thing. I never know what to call things. More Mackie stamp and crochet trim pocket with a little tag, and we've got another old design shop with a tag in there, and fabric pocket with book page tag. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but there's lots of tags and lots of pockets. Little collage, wacky stamp. And this comes from a book called The Seasons, and you can kind of make out most of the poem. You definitely can on this side. Some lined paper. I loved that. So it has been sewn on. I didn't use that as a pocket. This is definitely a little Michele Mooney ruffle. And that's the back. So that is the journal. I hope you like it. I really appreciate you watching. And for all of my amazing subscribers, I am doing a giveaway. It's not finished, but I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. It's another binder, and it's going to have probably a little bit of an Asian theme to this. So there's a little sneak peek, and I'm going to also give you a little sneak peek of the paper pad that I am going to use for that journal. They're very shiny. These are jewelled pages. These are all, I don't know if you can see, they're all glittered pages. And that elephant page. Oh, so these are the papers that I'm going to be using for the giveaway journal. I hope you like this, and like I said, hopefully it will be up on my Etsy store probably tomorrow, possibly tonight if I can get the images done before it gets too dark. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of your support. I appreciate every single comment, and I will always reply. I love you all loads. Thanks, bye.